What is up, everybody? Today, I wanted to do the topic why we are quitting our cargo van business. And also, like, we did it in a tactical way. Now, there's so many reasons. So, this one, I wrote some things down. Now, first off, money. Now, I was still averaging like 900 a week net. So, that wasn't like awful, but you'd have some big runs that would go good. Some days wouldn't go good. My last week doing it, I had some days that were like 150 net. And for being gone 10 hours, yes, freedom, great. But it just wasn't worth it anymore. With what happened with the gas crisis, that's why, as you guys know, I was over the road for 8 months. And then when that happened, I couldn't really do my regional thing anymore. Like, you can still make really good money in this as long as you want to go over the road for a long period of time. And or you get a really, really good connect. But it was just, that was a big reason. So that part, money. But here's the main thing that happened. Van repairs. Now, as you know, I bought my van outright for $13K. I've paid everything that has happened to it. Wheel bearings. I fixed the fronts. And they were messed up. That was about, I think, $1,700 cash, boom. And I've worked hard for this money all my life. 8.5 years sober, had really bad jobs. I'm a felon in the past, so I had really bad jobs. So that's why I'm explaining that. Like, all this money that I've had, that I've poured into it. So $13K for the van, $2,000 for startup costs of the business. That's $1,700 for the. And now get this, these are just my reasons. Then I had to fix the battery and alternator. That was like, I can't remember, another little chunk of change. But what really gets you with the van repairs is, because I'm the only source of income in the house. Like, that's like big, because you're losing money while you're spending money. And like I've said before, I didn't want my channel to turn into just like cargo vans, and that's it. That's why my name is Seth Leroy Hustle Adventures. I'm into financial security. I'm into making money for financial security. I'm into budgeting, finances. I'm into, going up in life, not in an ego way, but going up in life from what I came from. I used to live in a car. So let's just get that out there. That's what I'm saying. So I was Trailer Park Boys. I literally was them. I was Ricky out of the car for a little bit. So, been in prison the whole nine. So, to me, I'm not trying to get my funds took. So, then the transmission goes out. I'm like, all right, that's $4,300 cash, boom, paid. But also my van was in the shop for a week and a half. That's a lot more money lost, right? So I'm sitting there. I'm sitting there driving around, and that's when I had the light bulb, and I went, well, I got a new transmission, got new wheel bearings, I got new battery, new alternator. It's a seller's market right now, and that's why, like, I wanted my channel to be more about people talking about their success stories. And I have had people who, when their businesses, they stopped doing them, but they would say, oh, I'm going to get my CDL. And then they've hit me up, said, I got my CDL. Congratulations. That's constant money, no matter what. Constant job security. So those are some of the main reasons why. Now this next one, simple life back. Just, okay, to explain that is, just the simple life of just like, okay, I know how much I'm going to make today. But also I was not going to go back to, I wasn't going to have my freedom compromised, and I wasn't going to make less money. Like, when this first started 6 months ago, we were making $1,200 profit. All of it's on YouTube. For the first 6 months, it was like $1,200 profit in 3 days when the gas was good. And then I'd come home 3-4 days. It was beautiful. We would have never stopped. Ever. That's what me and my wife talk about. And we were saving $500 a month for the van. But I'll get into that more later for the next van. Okay. Less driving. I need to stimulate and build again. So that's why also, like, I've been driving for a long time. And I know truckers out there, I love it. It's therapy. But at the same time, I was looking at some trucking jobs, and a lot of them would say, on Indeed, like, I am going to be dropping videos about truck driving because they'll bait and switch you. I know truckers talk about this a lot because they will. They'll say, "Oh, you're gonna make this much, this home time." They're always guaranteeing home time. Like, dude, it shouldn't be like you shouldn't be lying to people about home time. I'm talking over the road or local. It should just be like you get to see your people. So I'm like not really vibing with that. You don't. I had truck driving jobs where they said, "Oh yeah, you come in when you want, set your own schedule, set your own start time." Then when you start after a week, they say, "We need you at 5:30," and there's no questions asked. Wasn't gonna do that whole game. I wanted something where I would drive a little bit, and then I got the light bulb that this place I used to work with before COVID. That's what happened. COVID happened. I worked there before I didn't have my CDL. I worked there. COVID happened. I was making good money, and COVID happened. I went and got my CDL, got a trucking job. That's how everything sort of went. And then after that, I started this freight business, and so now that's why I said big money offer at the job and the schedule open, because then they said, "Oh no, and you pick what time you want to work, how many hours you want," and I'm like, okay, and it was big money. I'm not gonna say the amount, but big money, because they've been talking to me the whole time I've had my business. They've been talking to me, and every time the money would go up a little bit, and so then finally I'm like, yeah, and then they gave me exactly what I want. I said I'm a trucker, so I could fucking, get a trucking job. Now, here's the thing. They have trucks that they need CDL drivers. Sometimes they'll have to hire an outside CDL driver, and that's more money. But they pay good. They go to New York, usually Kansas City, and to California and other places. But so that would just be here and there. That's like every 3 to 6 months. Sometimes they'll have some huge order that needs to go out. I'm the guy now, and I get paid more, and I get to build, and I'm floating around. I'm running CNC machines. And it's relaxed. That's the thing too. And they literally were like, "Yeah, you could say a half hour extra. You want to get that 50 because I want 50 hours." And then there's people who don't want that, as you know. Most people don't want it. So literally got my schedule. Nothing was affected. It was too good. I'm like, all right, okay, I can clean my van, and just chill. So that was another reason. Other entrepreneurial adventures. I don't know if you know this. I've edited YouTube videos for people running for campaigns. And then when I get there, I'm doing my thing during the day. And then a coworker comes up to me and said he wants to hire me to do videos. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm always saying don't be limited by your mind. Be open-minded. And I have other ventures where I'm making side money. Nothing too crazy. So that's what I'm saying, though, is that I started really just thinking, what am I doing here? And the thing is, we could have had it kept going. We had the new training. I know it would have ran a long time, but it was just why? So that's what the next thing is. This might be a longer video, but it has to be. I got to explain everything. Longevity. The longevity of it, I'm like, okay. Now before, this is what I was going to get into. Before we were saving $500 a month for our van. When everything was going good, we were for the next van. So that's how me and my wife are big on financing and budgeting. So then by the time van goes out, just go buy a van. It wouldn't have even been a big deal. Keep it going. Now when everything hit the shit hit the fan, all these issues and the gas crisis, that's why I believe in whatever happens is supposed to happen. Acceptance is the answer. It's something in recovery I believe in. Accepting and then finding the solution. So now to me, I could have kept it going. Easy. It just, I had to think about, what is the best next move? And that's why I always tell people to be open-minded, because I've seen people run it into the ground to where they keep going down, 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 down. And then someone's like, dude, I lost all my money and I got all these cards that I have to pay back. I didn't do none of that stuff. But what I'm saying is I've seen it. And that's the thing. I've seen it over and over. So I was being tactical. I'm like, I can't just keep, you know, I could have done it and I would have been fine, I bet. But I'm not going to just do that. That's why this is Hustle Adventures. This is supposed to be about expanding. And I want to more motivate people on getting their CDL, and just aspiring to do anything. That's why when people, if their businesses, I have people who are still killing it out there talking to me. And that's why anyone has any questions on cargo van stuff, still hit me up. But the thing is, I want to hear people say, "Oh, I just got this new, I just got this new job through my CDL. I just got this," or just in general, I learned this new trade. I want to hear more positivity. All I hear all the time is, "What loads do you got? How do you get loads?" Like, I loved helping people, but Jesus, I wanted this to be more about inspiration on both ends. I want to hear inspiring stuff. And I do. I hear inspiring stuff, but what I'm saying, you get what I'm saying. So, and then next I wrote again, so many variables. There's so many variables in this industry, and so too, to help people, it depends on what city, what state you're in, what load boards will work in that one, what apps will work in what place. So it almost felt like at times it was like, okay, I'm helping people, and some people just killing it, and they're still so happy with their freedom. But that's why I took this new job that I used to work at, because it's all freedom. If they wouldn't have offered freedom, and I think because some of them know my videos, they'd probably know, like, okay, this dude's not gonna, you know. And that's why, like, too, I was talking to some trucking companies, but I was being straightforward with them. I was like, how much am I gonna make? And then they would be like, well, we could come in and talk. I said, no, I'm not wasting my time. I have a business that I'm running, and I'm making 9 to 1,000 a week. So in the end, I'm fine. And that was what was cool, too. I didn't have any pressing, you know. And they'd be like, well, I mean, do you have any experience with a roll-off dumpster? I'd be like, no. I mean, but I've watched a YouTube video on it. It doesn't seem too hard. Well, we'd start you at 20. No, click. I'd say, I'm not coming to the interview. And then I had another one who did the same sort of a thing. Well, do you have any experience doing that? Come on, bro. They play that card. I'm going to do videos all about the trucking industry. That's why I like where I'm at now, because I still get to truck drive and use my CDL. But here and there. They have Sprinter vans too. I don't know if they'll ever have me do runs with those, but and that too, they'd say, we'll let you know if you want the run. That's what I mean, everything about it. But let me get back to this. And then I talked about the 500 van saving. Like, that just got kaput, so I'm not gonna spend more funds. I'm not gonna say the figure, but it's been a lot of money. It's been a lot of money. And it's just the way the perfect storm had happened. Everything was going fine. If it would have just been going fine, we were at first using that 500 fund for the van to do the repairs. Then when everything went haywire, and then I had to look for local, because I wasn't willing to go super far. I really think this business is perfect for someone who, unless you want to be local, there was a bunch of people that use the app that I was at that are grown men with freaking kids and stuff. But here's the thing. If you want to do this, I think it's best for young guys who want to explore, and older gentlemen who I talk to all the time as well, who are semi-retired or retired and just want to do something chill. And it is awesome. I love it. So that's the thing. I'm not at all trying to dog it, but I also want to hear about people's lives and what goals they have. Financial goals, business goals, job goals, you know what I mean? Okay, so next let's go. I already talked about all that. Like the freedom that they offered at this job, big money, and benefits. I mean, you guys know that stuff. I mean, because I wasn't having benefits. Like these teeth I bought, $9,000. But that wasn't here, or during this. But I'm just saying, like, so I've learned why you want benefits. So that was cool too, but not too big of a deal to me. I just need that dental. Vans sell higher right now. That's why I talked about that a little. I probably have touched on a lot of this because I'm crazy. Now, right now I'm like, well, this is the time to sell the van. I got all the papers of the new tranny, the new wheel bearings done like a couple months back, the new battery and alternator. You know, like, I mean, there's good miles on it, but I don't really care. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can be like, dude, this is like, and there's 0 miles on that tranny. Now there's some, but that was tactical too. That's why I say, like, for people, and I've told people this when they're like, oh, I'm losing all my money. I'm like, dude, pull out. And I've been saying this in my videos, get a job. Fuck it. And you can go back to it. Like, that's a thing. Like, my goal would be, this is it's a cool gig, like at a certain point of your life. So that's what I mean. It's a lot better than driving a truck. Like, and everyone who's been a truck driver who switched to this, started their business that I've helped, they say the same thing. They love it because driving a van is a lot less, implications, DOT, a lot less, stress. So let me go into this now. Right now, Oh, this. Having fun driving again. So now let's say I do that every 3 to 6 months, or they have me do a Sprinter van run. It'll be fun. Because if you're a truck driver, I've been a truck driver for some years now, you will understand what I mean. Just like, when it'll be a fun, like, oh, do you want to take this run to wherever? Fuck yeah, dude, let's go. And they pay big money. Like, I remember when I was there, when I didn't have my CDL, one of the workers who did the runs, because they have different vehicles. Like, they have box trucks that don't need the CDL. You guys know what I'm talking about. And then there's ones that do. Those ones pay higher. And that guy would take the ones that didn't need the box truck, that didn't need the CDL, and he made bank. He told me. So that's what I mean. And also they get you hotels, timed out hotels. You stop here and then you can take the hotel. Like, that'll be nice too. That's what I'm saying. And then this, my wife, because while I was sitting writing these down, she's like, oh, what about this one? Remember this? Not risking your life every day for them to compromise your pay. Like, that was the thing with trucking. I'm talking about when I was looking at trucking again. A lot of them being like, oh, do you have experience? It's like, dude, I'm going there to risk my life, bro. At least now I'm gonna be in the shop, and I get to do CNC machines, woodworking, metals. I just get to sort of be spotty, walk around. I got my tools. Like, I remember I had my tools. I was like, oh my God, yes. That's what I'm saying. Everything's learning lessons in life, and I loved it. It was cool to do, but I also know in life you gotta know when to stop, because, like I said, we would have been fine. We got the new training. Could have ran that baby for a long time and kept doing it because I was making good enough money to pay the bills. But I'm not that type of person. I want to make a lot of money for financial security. I'm not. I hate money. I think money's stupid, by the way, and I say that in my videos. And I think this video will be great for people who are in this, or going to start into it, or going to think about getting into it, or all these variables that I went through. And it was like the perfect storm, though, with the gas crisis. If the gas crisis would have never happened, and because then the repairs would have been that fund we had for the van. Like, literally. Like, everything was fine for like 6 months. So that's why I'm saying with the variables that happened, it was finally time. But anyway, so not risking your life. And not like, because the truck driving jobs I've had, it's always like, they act like you're doing them the favor, and it's crazy to me. I have videos that I'm going to be coming out with because I'm going to talk a lot about truck driving, being in it for a couple of years and being in this side of the industry. Like, just, there's a lot of info, and I do want people to get their CDL because, trust me, it's good job security. When you have that's why I got paid what I wanted here, because I said, I got my CDL, I could drive your big rigs and stuff, because they have a big rig too. I said, but I can't go back for anything less than this. And they said, you got it. It was like literally a 2-minute talk. 2-minute talk. Okay. This was an interesting thing I started noticing. I would go to docks and stuff, not the crabby dock workers, but dock workers that were positive vibed, and I would look at the simple life of, and this ain't ego, but I'm saying, like, I would look and be like, man, I remember that life when you'd be off at 4. Or like, but I didn't want like a set schedule. Like, this place, I can do what I want. That's what's cool. And that's what I said too. They said it before. They knew. And that's what I mean. Like, I was envying, I was looking at this guy like, man, this guy just knows when he goes home. It's like, man, that would be nice, But our plan was to continue doing this open-ended, because we were making good enough money. But also, we were saying, okay, but if something comes along great that is not passable, just do it up. And that doesn't mean that we're done, but it is what it is. Probably going to turn my LLC into something else. I don't know yet. Okay, so now some other factors of why it was the right time for us to pull out. The job is right down the street. That's good for emergencies, or hey, this is going on at home, you know. They're so cool. They even like have it where you can go to your kids' sporting events because they knew me growing up and they used to go to our sporting events. All my kids are in sports, gymnastics, basketball, you know, football. But anyways, no gas. It's like none. It's like a minute down the street from my house. Like, come on, dude. And with that pay, because my wife quit doing hair, she's been selling stuff on, and that venture too, she's been selling stuff on Etsy or all that shit, and Macari and making money. She made $100 on one dress she bought for 50 cents, and then another dress she bought for 50 cents that was from like the 1970s. She made another 90, and she's made some other money on some other miscellaneous things. And that's Gary Vee status. That's what we were doing that before we even knew about Gary Vee years ago, like 6 years ago. Okay, so down the street, oh, no gas. My brother works there, and I got good friends there. Cody, one of my dudes, bro. Like, we worked there for a while together before COVID happened, and just like being back with them, and just like there were some people that were gone and new people, and they're all legit. It felt good. It felt like that camaraderie, because being in trucks for years and years and like just not really seeing humans and not really interacting with humans. That's why I really liked this. And that's why, like I said, I wanted this to turn into more about, you know, inspiration from all ends, not just this. But man, that's cool. That's cool. It was a cool environment, because there can be places where it's not a good environment. Because at first I loved being in a truck alone all the time. But then you had to deal, here's the thing I started noticing after years of doing it. Then you deal with dock workers, and they're random people you don't know. Some are dicks, like bad. And then some are cool. And it is cool. It's a cool adventure, but it's nice to just go where you know everybody. Not everybody, but most people. Due to the repairs, I broke that again. Weekly goals, checking account, not comfortable. Oh, this is the one my wife thought about too. We are big on goals. Like, all the jobs I've had, even when I had bad felon jobs, like, we've saved up so much money. That's why we're in the situation to start this business with no overhead, because we've saved and worked my ass off. I worked factory jobs all my life, or all my sobriety career. And then I started getting better jobs at treatment centers, and then got, you know, this job before was a good job, and then CDL, and then like, but that's what I'm saying. It's like then when the account started getting just, you know, more money going into it, but it was just finally, okay, enough. I'm done. I am done. But that might be why it's good to have a lease. But then everyone who talks to me who has a lease always is mad about their lease. Like, everybody. So, like, I don't know what's the right answer. But also, like I said, it was the perfect storm at the gas price. I'm not going to keep doing that. I got a family. And that's why I wrote again, we worked hard for every penny we got. So that means a lot to us. Like, I'm not going to just, like, no. I'm not going to keep going because it was messing up. No. Done. Going to replenish that. I got other ventures, like I said, that I'm working on too, like creating videos for people they're paying me for and stuff like that. And that's why you never know where life's going to take you. That's why I want to hear what people got going on. Now this is one too. 5th baby on the way. And I don't know if that was my fatherly instincts kicking in when I was like, okay, 5, no, I'm not, and my wife was getting stressed because, you know, we were still averaging 900 to 1,000 a week, so that's good, net, but it was just getting to the point where it was like, I don't want my wife's emotions on a roller coaster, and she quit vaping, she's on day 6, like, I don't want her emotions on a roller coaster while she's pregnant. That's so dangerous, like. And since I started, Friday was my first day there, and it was just amazing, dude. Right away they said, so yeah, what hours do you exactly want? Like and I'm like, 6 to 4. I want 50. And then they're like, oh well, we usually all work 8 hours, but you could on Fridays. But you could just do. Like, it was literally, and then I'm like, okay, this way, and then 4:30, and then I'll close up my side of the shop. It was just so easy. And they're like, yeah, that's what, we want you happy. Like, that's what I mean. It was just like, and then this I wrote, the driver is the least important vibe. I'm sick of it. From the truck driving jobs I've had to owning my business. And I've talked to people who have been in this industry forever, and that is the vibe, and I'm done. That's why I like this, where I get to drive a CDL truck here and there. That's cool. Because you're important, you're valued. But when you're at a constant driving job or a constant, your business, it's almost like you're the help, dude. Like, treated like less than, or like, it's crazy. Like, dude, you need us, bro. I'm going to be doing videos on these types of topics. Because I want people to get their CDL, though, because it is great. Like, dude, when I started applying, I was getting blown up. And I was just looking for local work. That's what I'm saying. Like, you are valued, but that's why you got to be careful when you're looking. I had a really good one that I had for a while until I started my business, but at the same time, there were still issues. But I was sick of the driver's the least important. I'm done. So you're going to act like I'm fucking not important. And not saying ego, and not like I want, give me a cookie. It's more just like almost acting like you're annoying. No. What? But anyway, so yeah, that is it. And I hope this helps people when they're debating getting into this, because this is amazing. But the perfect storm. And then people who are trying to get out of it, get out at the right time. Don't just sit around and ruin your money. Please, I've had so many people that have talked to me, and then there's still a lot of people just killing it. But I also want to talk about the reality of it. And I don't want people to... That's why I told people I don't do this for money. I don't do any courses. I don't do any consultation calls. None of that shit. This is about helping people in life. My principles are to help people. And this is cool for the freedom, but when I got offered my freedom and more money, it was a no-brainer. And like I said, with another one on the way, no-brainer. Down the street, no-brainer. And that's why, I wasn't even seriously looking into trucking again. Like, I was just, applying, seeing what's up, and then every one of them, when they'd talk to me, then it got weird, and then I'd be like, how much you pay? And then that's when your experience, and we've never really seen your work ethic. I said, all right. I said, well, I'm not wasting my time on an interview. They'd be like, oh, really? Yeah, bro. If you're not going to pay me good. Anyways, enough about that. I got some other topics I'm going to do, too, that are really good ones. But, like, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification if you want to. If you don't want to, that's fine. I'm just glad you're rocking with me. I want to hear what people got going on, actually, not just about cargo van loads. But also, hit me up about it. That's still part of my life, too. I love it. That's what I mean. This is not like me just being done with this industry. That's why I wanted a trucking job. I wanted something that was with trucking. At least to where I can drive a little bit and get my therapy on. And here, too, I listen to AirPods, too, while I'm doing my thing, listening to Rogan, listening to some recovery stuff that I listen to. But, yeah. Top link in the description is the gas app. Everyone have a blessed day. And, oh, yeah. Keep hustling and be smart. Don't let it ruin your account. If you are seeing something bad, get out of it. But keep hustling.
I work hard, I get paid, blue collar all day. I don't get tired. Like Kevin Gates, sun up to sundown. I will always be this way. Redneck thuggin'. I was country made, blue collars in my veins, blue collar to my grave.